A tutorial on the invoicing module. Only the administrator can access the invoicing module, which would be accessed via the link on the left-hand side menu under administration. They're going to click on invoicing. The page that appears is the all transactions page, so basically a summary on a month-to-month view. So you can basically click the back arrow and you can backdate and you can just kind of move through the different months. So all the transactions, for example, that happened in February will appear down the list, and you'll see which was invoiced, and if there was a payment that was received, it'll say the word payment. Anything in red is the balance that's due, and if it's in green, that means they have a positive balance. So let's get started. We're going to go through and just set up the configuration first of all. So as you log into the page, the first thing I would recommend you do is click on the Settings tab. You're going to make sure that all of your school's information is correct. You can select your payment terms. You can select your currency. So if you're in another part of the world, you can select the currency that relates to your country. Very importantly, add your school's bank details. And then at the bottom of the page, you could put a optional message. I've put this little note here to say to use your child's student number as a payment reference, and then you can click Save. So the next thing I want to discuss is the presets. So under Configuration, click the little link that says Presets. This will allow you to create things such as the teddy tennis, lunch fees, full year's fees. You can do aftercare. What you're doing is you're basically creating your presets. So to get started, you just click on the little button that says Add a new item. So you might want to call this Term 2 School Fees. Put the amount in there. Don't worry about putting the rand sign. Just put the numbers. Then click on Add Preset. So there it is. So when you want to go and upload an invoice now, so I'm going to click on Upload an Invoice. Your presets will all appear down here that you've already added, so you don't have to keep on typing them in. They'll automatically appear. So if I click on Term 2 School Fees, it automatically puts the 1.5. If you want to add a discount, just tap the word in discount. It'll automatically put a minus sign in there. So you could even just tap in the word credit note, for example, and then you could put a little minus sign in there, and that's going to act as a credit note. So let's just say let's just backtrack quickly, just click on Upload Invoice again, just to refresh it. So let's just say we want to do our Term 2 School Fees. I want to make it for due in 7 days time, and when I click Save and Continue, it's now going to pull through every child in the entire school. But obviously not everyone may be on that amount. So what we can do, so I'm just going to pull it in. What we can do is you can either select a group. So this lets you pull through everyone that's just linked to, for example, holiday care. See, it's now just put through the holiday care group. Or you can select a specific class. So I might want to select just the Sharks class. Okay. If you see this little link that says email missing, not valid, simply click on it, type in the person's name and email that is responsible for paying the account. So for this instance, let's just say I want to send an email to this child over here. I just tick the child and I click continue. You can select multiple children as well. So there's the invoice. You can either send it later or you can send it now. So I'm going to click Send Invoice. Okay, so there it is, the 11th of March. Let's just have a look quickly. The 22nd of March. There it is. It was for 1,500 Rand. Once the parent has paid you and you want to do a bank recon, click on the Receive a Payment link over here. Actually, sorry, an easier way is to actually just do it relating to the invoice. So this is for invoice 299. What's incredibly important is to allocate the amount received to the correct invoice number. So click on receive a payment. So this is for 1,500. The system's not going to let you add 2,000 Rand in here because the invoice is only for 1,500. If they've overpaid you, that's fine. Allocate that towards a future invoice. You want you basically want your books to balance. So let's say they paid you 1,500. Actually, let's make it 1,000. Let's say they didn't pay you the full amount. They did a bank transfer. Okay, let's click on Add Payment. So the invoice 299 was for 1,500. They've paid you 1,000, so it's been part paid. We now want to receive the balance of payment. Let's say they paid you in a couple of days' time because you've kind of followed up with a reminder. You can now click on Receive a Payment again, and now you can put in the balance of 500 should they have paid you, and click Add Payment. So now that part paid's changed to paid, so that those books are balanced. So you can click on Jude Law just to do a filter. This is specifically now for Jude Law. There's this overall balance that's still due, and you get a nice snapshot of what's happening. We also let you do a statement run. So let's go in and let's just go back to the All Transactions page. Let's say you want to click on Statement Run. You can leave that as today's date, and you want to let's just say we're going to go back to the 1st of Jan until today. Pull through every child in the school, and this lets you print the invoice. So let's say we want to do one for this child. Where was the one we just did? Jude Law. Let's just do a quick search for Jude. There we go. So let's click on Preview Statement for Jude. So this is a nice little example because we've just done it. So the invoice for 299 was for 1,500. The statement showing now that we had a payment of 1,000 and the payment of 500. So the balance that's still due carried forward is the 24450. You can tick any one that you want to print and then click the Print Statement button, and that's going to allow you to go ahead and print these statements should you wish to. You also have the option to not do a statement run but actually create a statement. This should let you email them to the parent. So let's just go back to 1st of Jan. So statement run lets you print it, and this is now going to let you send the statement. So let's just go into Jude Law again. Let's click on the little button and then click Send Statement. So that statement has now been emailed to the parent. Okay, moving on to, let's show you one thing we can do. This is a nice feature. This lets you find an invoice. So you could put in that invoice number 299, click on Continue, and it's going to pull through the invoice number. So it just helps you find it very quickly and very easily. On the parent side, you can also click on Find Invoice. You can also type in the child's name. So you just type in the child's name, and then it's going to pull through every invoice for Jude. I'm going to flip across to the parent portal very quickly. I just want to show you what the parent sees. So the parent's going to go down to Administration, and they're going to click on Invoicing. And they're going to get a breakdown of all the invoices that have ever been sent. And they've also, if you uploaded an opening balance, so if they've moved across, if you've moved from a different operating system like Sage or QuickBooks, and you have an opening balance that you want to bring through, the parents can see all the payments that have been received against that opening balance. The parent can also view an invoice, and they can print it. Okay, let's flip back to the administration portal. Click on Administration, click on Invoicing. So we also let you filter invoices. So you could go through and say, I want to see every invoice for the last 365 days. I want to see it specifically for Jude Law. And you might want to choose invoices only, payments only. You can view overpaid or sent. Let's click on all of it. So let's just click on, there we go. So those are all the invoices that have been sent and received and opening balances specifically for that child. You can view the invoice, you can edit the invoice, you can delete it, you can send it to the parent, or you can receive a payment against that invoice. Let's move on now to the opening balance section. So I spoke about this earlier, but let's just say that you want to create an opening balance for Freddie Mercury. You've moved Freddie across from an old system, and he has an outstanding balance of 15,000 Rand from the previous system. You can now add that amount. So you can also now go in and quickly edit that opening amount. Let's say that the parents now paid you 10,000 Rand of that opening balance via bank transfer. It's now going to keep a record to show you there's 10,000. So the opening balance was 15. You've received 10, so now only 5 is due. And then hopefully they pay you the balance of 5,000 via bank transfer. And now the opening balance is 0. Okay, so we've pretty much covered everything. If you do have any questions specifically relating to the invoicing module, please email support@childcloud.co.za.